I'm ChosenArchitect, and this is Mystical Block. So, welcome back. Today we should be able to get into more seeds. Yes, I think that's what's going to happen today. Some upgrades and some automation of some more X Nihilo things, as we're going to have to upgrade our sieves and start automating all the things that the stone barrel uses. And I have a perfect solution for that right off the bat. So there's a couple of things that I need to make that is going to allow me to automate those few things. And one of them feels kind of interesting because of how we're going to go about doing it. And that is with Cyclic. So Cyclic has pipes. It has an item pipe. I wonder if the item pipe is actually gated in any way. No, it does not seem like it. And it's actually a really good item pipe. But inside of here, we should be able to use some redstone and some sticks to make a wrench. This will allow us to control it. And then we're going to be making fluid cables, which is just going to require a teensy bit of gold and some bricks. That's probably the hardest part about this, is making these bricks. But this will allow us to automate two different things. So we'll take the stairs and bam, we have ourselves some fluid cables. Now, bear in mind, I will preface this. If you're playing on a server, I don't necessarily recommend using these pipes. They can get kind of laggy on a server, specifically doing what I'm about to do with them. So just keep that in mind when you're automating. Now, what I need to do is place this fluid cable right down here. And what I should be able to do is wrench the bottom of it. If I can get down to do that. Might need a trapdoor. But I should be able to wrench the bottom here and force it into this mode that you're looking at. But I am going to have to get down a block. Now, what this is going to allow it to do is it's going to allow it to pull from the water source. And it will do that. It's kind of cool. There we go. So I got it to connect. And what it's going to do, as soon as I remove this, it should treat this as an infinite water source. So if I grab the water, and as you can see, I don't have to place it here because it's going to be counting that as a water source. We should be good there. I think what I'm going to do is right here, I should be able to put that there, and you see it fills with water. Both of these are now filled with water, and that's exactly what I wanted to happen. So now from this point, what we can do is we can start on this side putting a piece of dirt underneath it. This one is going to be producing witch water, and we're going to use ancient spores on that to produce that witch water. I want to make sure that it's separated from everything else because we're automating two things. This is going to be automating soul sand. All we got to do is put sand in here once it's witch water. And then this one right here is going to be taking dust, and it's going to be turning that dust into, well, wouldn't you know it, good old-fashioned clay. So a barrel can put here, and we can put a barrel. This one's going to be a little bit more difficult. We're going to actually need to make the pipe in order to pull the items out. I guess we can put the pipe on both of them, and I can put that brick back, because if we're going to have to make a pipe, which it looks like we are, well, we might as well make the one from Cyclic. Now, of course, by default, this just makes getting clay so much faster because it's just like instant. It's instantaneous. Like, I don't even know if we really need to automate it. Now, the item pipes are the exact same recipe, except, well, it uses iron instead. This is going to be pretty straightforward. We just put them on like so, and then we'll use that wrench to set the export side. So that's going to be pulling, and that's going to be pulling. And then, of course, we have hoppers that are sending the items in. So I'll take some sand here, and this will get us started in producing soul sand. It has to go through this witch water, and it's ready to go. And then, of course, dust goes through this and should produce a bunch of clay, which I was looking, and botany pots are going to be a huge part of this pack. So I'm going to need as much clay as possible for those. So I just realized that if we're going to be upgrading some more seeds, well, we need to be able to get emeralds. And I don't think mining for emeralds is going to be a super easy task. Unless there's an interesting way of getting villagers, which there might be villager. I could be wrong. Outside of Britannia, I don't think there's villager bait. I was thinking maybe there'd be villager bait. What? I mean, I don't know. How would I know? Oh, I just realized the tomb's in here. Yeah, villager bait. That's not a thing. So sieving is probably going to be our only option. And thankfully, we can get a ton of gravel to sieve quite easily. However, we do have to go through this process of kind of storing all of our essence. And I think I have an idea of where I want to store a lot of our essence for now. Instead of putting it in a single chest, we're going to run out of that chest pretty darn quick. So I'm thinking, how about we make a bigger chest? And that's done with the Colossal chest mod. Yes, all of this. This is a kind of an interesting mod. It allows you to make large chests. I mean, I can't put it any clearer. So what we can do is we can line out our chest, make sure to put our core inside here, line this up. I think on the face right here, I want to put my interface that allows us to hopper in and out, or potentially use a crafting table on it. We'll be able to see if that actually works. I don't know. Actually, I might put this on the bottom. I put this on the ground here. Would this allow me to interface with it? I know it'll work with like refined storage and stuff like that. But yeah, and I've also heard this can be kind of laggy as well, but we'll see. Did I do it correctly? Position must be hollow. Oh, so we need the inside to be hollow, meaning the core probably needs to be on the face here, being the lock part of it. That makes a lot of sense. There we go. Can I put it here? There we go. Now we have a huge chest. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so on this interface, will this interact with it? I wonder, because this has the ability to detect an inventory, and oh my gosh, it does. And now we should be able to craft out of it. That's funny. Welcome to my early game storage solution. This is goofy. Now, the cool part about storing our essence and stuff in here and using the crafting table to craft this out is I can filter and search as well in here. So it's not going to pull the items directly up, but it will allow me to search for items specifically. I really just want to use this for essence and stuff. So I think this is mostly going to come in handy when we have a bunch of essence in here and we're going to be doing a lot of crafts. I can simply just craft from JEI and it should pull the essences into here for that auto craft. So I have them all in here. So let's go ahead and do like gravel, right? I want to craft gravel. Bam, I'm able to just pull the gravel essence from out of here and we're ready to craft up. I think this is a nice, fast way of doing this. So now that we have gravel, we need to get to sieving, but I want to make sure my sieve as upgraded as possible. So let's get our sieve upgraded. I believe it goes to iron mesh and then to diamond mesh, which we should have plenty of diamonds. So diamond mesh. And then last would be emerald mesh, but we don't have emeralds just yet. And then last but not least would be netherite mesh. But diamond mesh is just going to have to do it for right now until we get a few diamonds. Of course, this is compressed. I'm going to have to make another crafting table. I still have to have a crafting table over here. So let's do that. Do I have to use one of these to turn it into a crafting table? I think that's how this recipe is. The recipes have changed so much over the years. There we go. Perfect. And now I can actually, you know what? I kind of almost prefer if this is a regular crafting table. And let me tell you why. So I think that, yeah, this crafting table lets me utilize the K button. So I can hit Shift K and that will compress everything down that's in my inventory. Whereas the Tinker Station doesn't allow you to do that for some reason. So good thing I made that crafting station because I went ahead and set up another Colossal chest over here. This one is going to be for our sieving materials because these are things that produce a ton of stuff. So I'm definitely going to want somewhere to dump it all. So if I get this all nice and cleared out, we should be just about ready to sieve everything. I want to make sure my inventory is nice and clean when doing this because it is a inventory nightmare with X Nihilo. I will say, I'm not even lying there. It is quite a mess. Boop, everything's just gonna explode, as you can see right here. So our inventory should fill up quite nicely. I do notice that if we click faster, like not necessarily use like an auto clicker, that doesn't necessarily work by clicking that way. But if we just click faster than holding it down, it does seem to produce more. And there's our first emerald. We're gonna need a lot of those. So I've now migrated all of my crops over, got all of the dirt, and I got also the stone seeds all in one little area, which is kind of nice. got a nice large crop for my Inferium seeds, so that way I can harvest a ton of Inferium, which we're going to be needing here soon. And then, of course, my wood seeds over here. Of course, this farm's going to be made a little bit smaller, I think, later on, but it's a good source of charcoal, which is going to be helpful if we can get that all automated here within a little bit. I guarantee we're going to be getting into crop automation soon. So now that we have that, I think it's time to start making it so we don't need to harvest or need to manually make sand and stuff like that anymore. And to do that, well, we're going to need some fire seeds, some water seeds, some things like that. And well, without further ado, we should make the infusion altar. Yes, this is Mystical Agriculture's way of using a multi-block to craft all of our seeds. So for this, I'm going to tear down our temporary mob farm. The more I realized, we don't actually need this. We can farm all of that stuff in the other dimension, inside of the mining dimension. So instead, I want to use this place for the infusion altar. So now with a few simple crafts, one being the fusion altar itself, and then we need 8 of the infusion pedestals, we should now be getting to the point where we can actually start crafting custom seeds, or new seeds compared to what we have. And that is going to mean the combination, I think, of multiple farms. We place this down, it's going to tell us where we can place down all of our pedestals, which is pretty nice. I really like this. Let's see. Now that we have this done, we're going to have to talk a little bit about how this actually functions. So by default, it doesn't do anything on its own. You can put all the items in you want, but it's not going to work until you give this thing a redstone signal. So at the moment, I think the best way to give it a redstone signal is to probably just put a lever underneath it. Yeah, probably just simply add a lever down here. Or a block of redstone. I think a block of redstone also gets the job done. That actually might be a lot cleaner, but eventually we want to probably automate it. And by doing that, we're going to have to put a hopper at the bottom or some sort of item pipe at the bottom to automate it. And then we can just put a lever to the side, or with XNet or something, we can probably provide it a redstone signal. So here we go. And we have ourselves a beautiful redstone block. And then I'm also going to need some logs because I think I tossed all of them down there, didn't I? Oh, there we go. Yeah, we have some more. By the way, I love the chip mod. It's so good. The only downside to the chip mod is I just wish it had a chisel all or chip all button. Oh man, as soon as that's added, it's going to make my day. I love building with custom blocks. So this is just about ready to go. So some of the seeds that I really want to make is going to be these fire seeds, right? Because it's going to produce fire essence, allowing us to make sand. And that's going to mean we can just immediately start sieving sand. And we can compress it up and everything. And it's going to use some of that dirt and fire here. Now, the recipe for these seeds require this the fire agglomeratio. I hope I said that right. Probably didn't. But here we go. It's going to require lava, gravel, dirt, clay, all of that stuff. And we just need 4 of them. So we're going to need 4 buckets of lava. Thankfully, I think this holds 4 buckets of lava. But if not, we can just pull directly out of here the 4 buckets of lava we're going to need. So let's get this crafted up. Dirt, clay, gravel, and that makes one of these, of course. We are going to be able to bucket that and make another one. Do this all over again until we have enough. Now, these are base seeds, so they shouldn't require anything crazy as far as the actual essence upgrades go. So this is just going to use base Inferium. So that's pretty straightforward. So let's go ahead and get this done. Oh, we are also going to need a prosperity seed. So prosperity seeds use regular seeds. And we also need the prosperity that we've mined up. All of these prosperity shards. Probably want to keep those in here. Keep everything essence and mystical agriculture inside of this container for now. So we should be able to make this prosperity seed just like that. And that's going to be the base of actually crafting this thing. So now the fun part, putting all the things in. So we are going to place these. You don't have to place them in any particular order, but we do have to place them in the pedestals. You can use hoppers, by the way, if you automate this later on. You can definitely set up some hoppers for this. But last but not least, we put this in, and because of that redstone signal, it's going to automatically start. It doesn't do it normally. You have to give it a redstone signal. And there we go. We have some fire seeds. So all the seeds are going to be made in this similar fashion. I also want water seeds so we can produce clay. As you can see, water essence produces clay balls. And also interacts with nature essence and other things like that. Nature Essence is another one that I need to get. Now, this is going to be a tier 2 seed. So I'm going to go ahead and make the water seed. It's going to be made the exact same way. But when we get to this seed, which I'm about to make as well, we have to do a little bit of upgrading. And I will tell you, the duplication of seeds is a process. My goodness. But once you get like a few of them going, then it really starts to speed up. But it's the first few. Oh my goodness. It straight up looks like the 4th of July here now. My goodness. My whole inventory is full of red, white being the inventory, and blue. Oh my gosh. But we do have a lot of those. So now that I have these seeds in production, I have a whole crop filled with them now. I can start making that nature seed, which I think is going to be tremendously helpful. I mean, all of these seeds are super helpful. I'm kind of amazed this isn't how it effectively started, and it pushed you through this like sideways mission to get to this point, because this is so much fun. Like I could do this all day long, like just grinding out in this method. Like it's like a clicker game. Now I went ahead and made a hopper botany pot. All you have to do is put some farmland in and put your plant in, and it's going to hopper that down here to get some pumpkin, because, well, pumpkins can be kind of finicky getting them to grow. I even have this area over here to try and grow them, but, well, they just take randomness. It's so random to get melons to grow like that. But with this going, I can start working on the essence needed to get this. And this is going to pertain to all essences here soon. So we need to make ourselves an Infusion crystal. This is going to be our basic crystal. And this is going to require compressed cobblestone in order to make the prosperity gems that are required here. Now, I think I have 2 times compressed cobble because, well, I've made a ton of cobble and we've mined a bunch. So I do have 16 of those. So not too bad there. And so I might as well just put that in here. So that way we can go ahead and get the request done for this. So prosperity, let me see if I can find that. Let's grab this, our prosperity shards. We can go ahead and make sure to dump this back in. And we can get these crystals made. I want to be able to make a few of them, so I'm going to make at least enough for 4 for right now. That should be good. And then I'm going to need a little bit more here. We're going to need all of the Inferium essence to be able to turn that into the next tier. Inferium essence. And then we can make the infusion crystals, which just require more Inferium essence. So yeah, it's just going to be a bunch of Inferium essence over and over again, and prosperity shards. So I'll grab all of those, and we should be able to make 4 of these. Perfect. So I'll just keep some in my bag, and that should work for right now. Now we get to go through the process of farming these like crazy, and I think we're going to be upgrading the farmland over and over again until we have a higher tier farmland. That's really going to be the only thing keeping us back from upgrading all the way to max. But at least to get to this next tier of essence, well, that should be pretty easy. We put this in here and we do this. Now, notice it only allowed me to craft 1 inside that crafting grid. But what you can actually do is hit tab, and that should be able to pull all of them in to repeat the same craft. But I think if we're in here, we should be able to do this simply from this crafting table. Oh, that's going to be painful if it doesn't all go in. Okay, well, I guess we'll have to manually put this all in for right now. Instead of doing it one by one, I guess we can do it a stack at a time. Oof, that's going to be painful. Thankfully, we can go through this entire crop, though, now that we have this tier, and we can place in the new upgraded soil from this tier, allowing us to get even more out of our crops. So yeah, I have no other way of describing this other than it just reminds me of like how clicker games work, where like once you get to a certain tier, then you upgrade that, you grind it for a little bit, and then you grind again, and then eventually you prestige. Yeah, that's 100% what this reminds me of. Okay, so I think I figured out the best way to do this, but we have to do it in a regular crafting grid for right now. I think if once we have like refined storage or another storage solution, it'll work. But so long as we keep this in here and then we hit tab after doing the initial craft, we can continue to tab them in, and that is going to be the fastest way to get all of our essence converted over. So perfect. Now we should be able to make the nature seed now that we have the Bridentium. There we go. There's the nature essence, and we just need our prosperity seeds, and we're ready to make what is a really, really powerful seed. I think the nature seed is probably one of the most powerful ones. You can make pot soil, vines. We can make all kinds of different saplings now. We can make just pumpkins. We can make bamboo, warp fungus once we get some upgrades, kelp. I mean, there's just so much stuff you can make. Like pretty much anything plant you can make here, like even chorus fruit and stuff like that. So another super powerful seed. And here we go. Very nice. Prosperity. Oh, and we're going to have a new upgraded seed. This is going to be super nice. Super helpful. Just this one seed alone. How come nobody told me this? There's compressed hammers. I thought that, oh my gosh, I'm so used to not having actual X compressum that I didn't even realize. Yeah, there's totally compressed hammers. So we can take this. Let me dump all of my sand real quick. And I need to make a bunch of hammers, apparently. Oh my goodness. So I can compress all this sand that we just got from our farm. I didn't realize that. Oh my goodness. I feel so goofy because I think last episode or episode before, I was like, oh man, I wish I could compress all of this sand and hammer it. And I couldn't with my normal dinky hammer. Oh goodness. I am a total dork sometimes. I mean, it's understandable when I switch between different versions all the time and I forget from time to time what happens in certain packs. But yeah, there we go. So now I can compress all this into dust because I need to sieve some dust, and I need to sieve a lot of dust. So this is going to be kind of interesting. Boom, all of this into dust very, very quickly. Like super quick. Now sieving this dust in a diamond mesh looks like it's going to give us blaze powder, which is going to be really nice. So fantastic. We're going to get gunpowder, blaze, redstone, all the works here from just sieving all of this. Oh, I almost forgot. I should probably upgrade this mesh as well to the emerald mesh, so that way we get better drop rates from all of this stuff. So I just realized this has some crazy crafting that is going to need to take place for each one of these crystals before we can get to the final tier infusion crystal. So to be able to upgrade the Prudentium to the next tier, you actually need a Prudentium crystal in order to do that. Oh boy, that's gonna get crazy. But thankfully, like, I guess at this point it's not hard to think about that being a normal thing. It doesn't actually use the prior crystals, so upgrading to the next tier is going to be less hard than I thought it was going to be. As you can see right here, like I'm able to take this now to the next tier crystal. So now we have a crystal for each one. And then I'll take this crystal and I will upgrade it to the Supremium version. Given that I have enough to make 4, which I don't think I do. I have enough to make 1 there and not enough. I have only 2. So like the next one will make the Supremium. So I'm getting pretty close to that. I do have a lot of this essence, and I think by upgrading each one of these, I should be able to get there. Yeah, as you can see right here. And I think we can always like upgrade. We can always downgrade our essences. So upgrading them is really only taking a little bit of durability. Now, my goal would be to definitely get this thing, the final tier one, which is going to be the Master Infusion Crystal, which requires Insanium, which if we just grind a little bit more, we can probably get it. Like I'm about to craft the next tier here, which is the Supremium version. So I should be able to upgrade. And I almost wonder, can we use the higher tiers to craft the lower tiers? Maybe? No, we cannot. So yeah, I definitely think that I should be able to do this. This right here, this highest tier, we're able to craft at least 2 Insanium, so I don't see why that would be insane of me to do. Well, I think I've found a way to do this really fast. So all you have to do is hold down your vein mine key, hold the up key, and then also hold down the control key to be able to make sure you're maintaining sprint, and then just hold down right click. And look how much essence I'm farming. That's so much early on. So yeah, surprisingly not too difficult to get enough Insanium to be able to do this. Like, that happened a lot quicker than I thought it would. And there we go. We have 6 Insanium. And then I should be able to now make the next tier crystal. Look at that. And now we have an unlimited use one, and we don't have to worry about all of these crystals here. We can just simply now put them in our storage, and all of our crystal crafts should be able to happen simply from this one crystal. Oh, that's a nice thing to have. Now, after that, I would have to say the start of the pack is just now opening. We can now craft pretty much any seed, I think, moving forward, and so long as we produce enough of the original product in order to be able to make said seed. Things are looking pretty good for this skyblock. I have some high hopes for some mods as we move forward, because there's mods in here like Draconic Evolution and all kinds of other fantastic mods. So can't wait to get into some of those here soon. Now that we have a lot of this stuff produced, we can start to work on automation. So I think I'm going to have a lot of building on my hands here in the future. There's going to be a lot more space needed for this pack to be able to maintain all of the crops and harvesting and all that fun stuff. We're definitely going to want a much larger space. This might be one of the mod packs that require more space than I've ever had to make for a mod pack. That's going to be quite the challenge. Good thing we have good tools like the building gadgets and all kinds of other fun things like that. So guys, I hope you're looking forward to that. Be sure to click that subscribe button so you don't miss an episode. I mean, I wouldn't want you to miss an episode where we build something amazing and you just happen to miss that episode. That'd be pretty sad. So be sure to ring that notification bell so you get a notification when I publish my next video. Guys, thank you so very much for watching. Of course, give this video a thumbs up. And also, don't forget to join the Discord, discord.gg/ChosenArchitect. It's a great community. Join me over there. I'd appreciate it. Comment down below if you did find something interesting in this pack. Let me know. Let me know if I did something wrong. I also like to know if I did things wrong, and I like you guys to let me know. That's how I learn. I do learn all the time from you guys. You guys would be amazed to find out all of the things that I've learned from you. Through the comments. So definitely check that out. And of course, guys, it is now time for me to thank the supporter of today's video. And that huge thanks is going to go to Exotyke. Thank you so much for your amazing support over on the Discord, becoming a premium Discord member and supporting in one of the best ways possible. Guys, thank you so very much for watching. Of course, I hope to see you in the next one, like I said, or see you in the comments, or on Twitch. And of course, as always, guys, thanks for watching. Bye.